Hey sweet friends, it's the same day, a different salsa, a different kitchen. I'm downstairs where I do my water bath canning in the apartment, and I am making the second salsa that I make every year. This recipe comes from Heather of Northridge Farm. Whenever the tomatoes and peppers and onions start rolling in, I go to Heather's blog and I do a search for salsa and I pull up the recipe and I kind of go through rabbit holes and I read all different things that she's written over the past years, and it's sort of like this coming home. Heather was one of the very first bloggers that I really resonated with, even though I wasn't homeschooling and didn't sew and all that. We had a connection around food, and so it's really a beautiful thing to kind of go back and look at things she's written. This is a delicious salsa recipe. I know you're gonna love it. I am doubling it. I will link it down below, but I am doubling it, so just know that. Okay, so you can see in my pot, I have 14 cups of chopped tomatoes, and that's how we'll begin. We'll add 4 cups of diced onion. Again, I did all this chopping earlier. It was just so much easier to kind of do this early morning when everybody was getting ready for camp. I've got 2 cups. It's actually just shy of 2 cups. I need to go kind of find some more, but I thought I'd get this going, of pepper. Whatever peppers you want to use. And then in here, I have about 10 cloves of garlic. I've got 2 teaspoons of cumin. I've got 2 tablespoons of sea salt, and I have a tablespoon of red pepper flakes. And that's all going in. In here, I have 2/3 a cup of apple cider vinegar, a 1/2 cup of honey, and 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. So there are 2 more ingredients. Tomato paste. It's about 10 ounces total for the double recipe. These are each 6, so together these are 12, so I'll just do a little bit shy of each one. And then the last ingredient is cilantro. I don't have any cilantro growing right now. I may run to the farmer's market to try to get some. However, what I usually do with this salsa is before I put the cilantro in, I jar up at least, probably do 4 this year, 2 for my sister and 2 for the kid's dad's girlfriend, my ex-husband's girlfriend. She hates cilantro, my sister hates cilantro, so I like to make them this salsa without cilantro, because I think it's hard to find often find salsa without cilantro. A lot of people don't like it. They say it tastes like soap. Are you a soap cilantro person? Are you, I can't get enough of it, could eat it as an entire salad person? I will eat cilantro as a salad person. I don't understand the soap thing, but again, I guess we just don't all have that. So that's it. So I'm gonna get the tomato paste in. I'm gonna cook this down probably for half an hour or so, and then I'm at least gonna get those 4 jars ready to go. I've got 8 pint jars in my water bath canner, and I'm gonna bring those up, get them nice and hot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually have 7. I'm gonna get those nice and hot, and then, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do this all without cilantro. I'm just gonna do them all. That way I can gift these to people who don't like cilantro, and I'll do another batch with cilantro for me. All right, here we go. Okay, I took a little bit off the top of each one, and I'm just gonna use that in a recipe I'm making for dinner tonight. So that will take care of the excess. The other thing I could do is just freeze it and then pull it out of the freezer anytime I needed a little tomato paste for a recipe. This salsa is not going to look like the other salsa, which looks like fresh salsa. This is going to be a cooked, very, it'll kind of all start to look like the same thing. You know, the onions cook down, the peppers cook down, and then you just get a very red looking salsa. And it's just delicious. The little bit of sweetener in it, I think, really adds quite a bit to this. I like that little bit of sweeter salsa. So we're just gonna cook this. It's hard to see, it's my shadow. We're gonna cook this for about half an hour until it looks about right. I have to pick the kids up from camp. All right, let's get this going here. So this is a 1/2 inch headspace. and you're gonna cook it for 20 minutes in the water bath canner. These are clean jars that have been in the canner. They haven't been boiled because they will sterilize no problem in the 20 minutes that they're water bathing, but they're hot because you can't put a hot salsa in a cold jar and then put it in a hot water bath. Everything has to be the same temperature. The jars need to be hot if you're putting hot liquid in. If you're not putting hot liquid in, if you're doing something that's a raw pack, then you would put it in the water bath canner without having boiled the water in the water bath canner first. You'd bring everything up to temp the same. I'm such a bad, ow, ooh, that hurt. I am such a bad judge of spatial things like this. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. So the recipe was for 8 jars. I skipped a little on the peppers and I didn't add the cilantro, so that could have made a difference. Okay, so I'm gonna debubble these. I'm doing a lot of repetition when it comes to showing you how to water bath can, because if you are just working up the courage to start canning, seeing this over and over and over really disarms the fear involved in it. And you're like, okay, I know how to fill the jars. I know how to debubble them. I know how to measure them. I know how to wipe the lids. I know how to put the lids on, you know, I know all these things. And it just really, really helps kind of take that fear out of the process. So now remember, we're going to 1/2 inch, which means that I'm just getting that little tooth on. Let's do this one here so you can see. This one's perfect. I'll do an up close in a minute. And usually I end up taking out a little bit. I tend to fill them up pretty high. I'd rather take out than add in for some reason. You might be the opposite. I'd rather add in. I was trying to rush. You should never rush canning. Do this when you have time. I'm gonna have Dave turn off the water bath canner when the 20 minutes is up so I can go get the kids without worrying about being late. Okay, I won't be here when they get out of the canner, and I doubt Dave will turn on the video to say goodbye, so I will do it now. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Bye. Happy salsa making.